Okay, guys, welcome back to King Forex Trading Mastery. And if this is your first time you will check in on our channel, make sure you click the subscribe button and don't forget to activate the bell icon so that you can be notified whenever we upload any new video. Right, guys, so let's get started in this week analysis. But before we go deeper, so if this is your first time you'll be watching this analysis, this analysis is based on the strategy we call the King strategy. All right. So if you really want to learn about this strategy, make sure you watch this video to the end. There will be a link at the end of this video, so you'll be able to learn to click on that link and learn more about this strategy. All right. So the strategy will teach you how you can make use of the analysis. All right, it's going to teach you more about the strategy, how to plot the moving averages and all the indicators we're using to take trade with this strategy. All right, okay, and you can also check the comment box below. There's a link down there to join our Telegram group, so make sure you join our Telegram group. We do have training every Sunday by 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Nigerian time every Sunday. Okay, so if you really want to learn more about Forex, make sure you join our Telegram group. All right, so let's get started with this week analysis. Okay, so the analysis is between Monday, March 17th to Friday, sorry, I beg your pardon, Monday, May 17th to uh, Friday, May 21st, 2021. All right, from Monday, May 17th to Friday, 21st, 2021. So let's get down with the analysis. Most of the analysis we did last week. We have a lot of continuations in between the analysis, and quite numbers of them played out according to the strategy. All right, so guys, let's get down with the analysis. The first pair I'll be looking at is AUD Swiss franc. Okay, going to weekly candle, we can see we have a bearish engulfing candle. So this is a clear indication that this pair on weekly is still going down. So this coming week we may expect AUD Swiss franc to pull down to the red, where we have the red uh support at 0.6766. all right, that is on weekly. So on daily, you can see we have the pair is currently sitting at a support on daily. All right, so and with a bullish candle, a green candle. So there's no clear direction with this candle, but yet we may see this pair push up uh between Sunday night and Monday before we see the drop. All right, so coming down to 4 hours and 1 hour, the strategy says this pair is still sell bias, which means it's still going down. All right, so for those who don't know, if you are watching this for the first time, we are taking trade on 1 minute 1 hour time frame. All right, so we analyze from weekly down to 1 hour, and 1 hour is our entry time frame. So with this, AUD Swiss franc is still sell bias, so we want to take a sell once we see the cross between the 5 and 12 moving average, which is the black and blue. So we want to take a sell, all right, and take our first profit before 0.6977. all right. So as we know, this is a daily support, so we want to take our profit before this level. And if this green support get broken, we are heading down to the next support, which is 0.6768. All right. So, and this may not happen within 2 weeks. It may take 5 weeks, but that is where we are heading to long term. All right. So AUD Swiss franc, look for a sell. AUD Swiss franc, look for a sell. The next pair we're talking about is AUD JPY. AUD JPY, according to this strategy, it is currently buy bias. So the weekly time frame uh, shows that this is currently sitting at a resistance on weekly, but the candle we have some rejection from this uh from the weekly candle. So this tells us that we may see this pair going up as the candle that closed this Friday broke the high of the candle that closed last week. So this is a confirmation to us that this pair may push up some more, all right, on AUD JPY. So coming down to daily, we can see we have a daily which is a candle that closed on Friday. So we have a bullish engulfing right here. So with this in mind, during this coming week, we may see this pair push up to 85.80, right? And if this level get broken, we are heading to the red resistance, which is 89.16. All right. So on 1 hour, so we want to wait for the pullback, the 5 and 12, wait for it, for the price to pull back to the 120 moving average, which is the red. Then catch your buy entry on its way, all right, and take your first profit before the green resistance, which is 85.60, sorry, 85.80. And if this level get broken, we are targeting the the upper resistance, all right. So AUD JPY, look for a buy. AUD card is the next pair I'll be talking about. Okay, this is currently sell bias based on H1 and H4. So on weekly, we have a bearish engulfing. Okay, so this is a clear confirmation to us that this pair may keep going down during this coming week to touch the red support, which is 0.9244. All right, during this coming week. Okay, so but on daily, we can see we have a bullish a green candle, a candle that closed bullish, so which means we may have some up move, all right, a move up on smaller time frame like 4 hours or H1 before we can see the drop. Okay, so judging with that, this is currently still sell bias, is currently sell bias. So if the cross happens between the 5 and 12 moving average, if the cross happens, take your sell. All right, take your sell and expect to take your first profit before 0.9341. All right, expect to take a first profit before 0.9341. And if that level get broken, we are heading uh to the red support, which is at 0.9244. So AUD card, look for a sell. AUD card, look for a sell. AUD NZD, this is currently sell bias. So the weekly candle says closed as bearish engulfing. So we may see this push down on weekly basis. We may see this pair pushes down to the red support during this coming week at 1.0539. Okay, while the daily also proved to us that this pair has the ability to push down during this coming week. All right, so this is sell bias. So we want to wait for the pullback to happen on AUD NZD, then take your sell trade, and exit before this support. All right, but we have to be mindful. This is currently at 4 hour support, so we want to wait. We may want to wait for this pair to break this support. All right, to break this support. All right, so once it breaks it, you want to wait for the pullback and catch your sell entry, but this is sell bias. So look for a sell on AUD NZD. Swiss franc JPY. Swiss franc JPY is buy bias. So the weekly candle, we have a strong momentum bullish candle that closed green. So this is a confirmation that we may expect this pair to go up further during this coming week. All right, so we may expect it to push up to where we have this red resistance at 123.74. 123.74. So okay, so while the daily candle, we also see the same momentum. Okay, a clear indication that this is surely going to push up. Otherwise, we want to careful with it, but this is going to be a good one to look out for. So on 1 hour, we have a bullish engulfing. All right, and the continuation based on the stochastic, the continuation has happened. So we may want to enter once markets open, but if there is a jump, a gap in the market, so we want to wait. If there is a gap in the market, then wait for the pullback, then catch your buy entry. Swiss franc JPY, it's a good one to look for a buy. All right, Swiss franc JPY, look for a buy. The next one I'll be talking about is CAD JPY. CAD JPY is also buy bias. So the weekly candle, the same thing we've seen on Swiss franc JPY is happening on CAD JPY. So the weekly candle closed with a strong bullish engulfing. All right, so this may give us the privilege to see this pair push up pretty further during this coming week to this green resistance at 91.55. All right, during this coming week. Okay, while the daily candle, we also close as a bullish, as an inside bar. Okay, this also closed as a bullish candle, so we want to look for a buy. Okay, so with this in mind, we can just take the trade once the market opens if there is no gap. All right, but if there is a gap, you want to wait for it to pull back. All right, you want to wait for the pullback, then catch your buy entry to the upside. All right, so CAD JPY, it's a good one to look for a buy. Swiss franc JPY is also a good one. Okay, the next pair I'll be talking about is Euro AUD. Euro AUD is on the upside. So the weekly candle, we see a perfect engulfing candlestick pattern, a clear indication that this pair is going to push up during this coming week. Either it's going to take 1 or 2 weeks to get to the red resistance at 1.5938. All right, so the daily candle, we have a pin bar. Okay, a bearish pin bar. So with this, we may see this pair to pull down a little bit more. We may see it to pull down a little bit more. We may see it to pull down a little bit more. So once market opens, if this does not go down below the 120 moving average and you see a cross to the upside, take your trade. All right, if a cross, if price does not cross down below the 120 moving average, which is the red moving average, and it crosses to the upside, take your buy entry and take your first profit before 1.56 0.88. All right, Euro AUD, it's a good one to look for a buy. Euro JPY, is also pulling up. Okay, so the weekly candle we can see a bullish, perfect bullish candlestick that closed last week. So with this in mind, we may see this pair keep pushing up further, right? But this is currently at a resistance, right? It's currently at a weekly resistance. So we also want to be careful, but we are optimistic. This level, we have good level of assurance that this level is going to get broken due to the momentum that closed on this pair. So if this level, this green resistance get broken, we are heading to 137.07, which we have good level of percentage that the green resistance is going to get broken. All right, so daily candle, you can see a bullish engulfing candle. So this is a clear indication that the level is going to get broken at some point, but we hope it's going to be soon. Okay, so why the entry, we want to wait for this pullback to happen. All right, you definitely want to wait for this pullback to happen and take your buy entry once price is pushing up, and exit and take your profit before 133.18. All right, Euro JPY, look for a buy. Euro JPY, look for a buy. Euro Swiss franc, Euro Swiss franc, Euro Swiss franc is also on the sell side. So the weekly candle, we have this is not a shooting star, but we may say this is a perfect, it's not a perfect one, but we have some rejection from the upside to the downside, and this closed with uh closed as bearish candlestick. So we may see this pair push down some more during this coming week. All right, okay, we expected the overall, we're expecting this price to pull down to the red support at 1.0761, okay, which is going to be a long way. All right, so on daily we have this close with a green candle, but nevertheless we are expecting this pair to push down. All right, so if you are taking a trade right on this pair, you want to get out of this trade before the green support at 1.0889. all right, so right now the cross between the 5 and 12 is about to happen. Once market opens and you see the cross without a jump, you want to take your trade. All right, take your sell trade and take your profit before 1.0889. okay, but you may take your profit before the level, which means you can take your profit around your first profit around this level, but we expect this pair to pull down to 1.0889, which is at this green support. All right, so Euro Swiss franc, look for a sell. Euro Swiss franc, look for a sell. Euro GBP, okay, so this, we expect this to push down some more. Okay, it's currently sitting right on the 120 moving average, while the 4 hours is telling us that this is still on the sell side. So we may still look for a sell right there. So from the weekly candle, we can see we have a bearish candlestick that closed last week. All right, while the daily candle, we see a bullish candlestick right there, which tells us that this pair may still push up further. All right, during this coming week. So right on the H1, if the cross should happen on this pair, and we have a structure like this. All right, so take your trade. All right, take your trade right there and exit your trade before this support at 0.8485. All right, but with this in mind, based on the weekly the daily candle, we may see this push up some more, which may invalidate this setup. So if it pushes up more, you want to ignore it and look for other pairs. So if you can see this structure, once market opens, it will be good for a sell. So Euro GBP, be careful and be watchful. So it's good for a sell. Euro USD, Euro USD is on the upside. Okay, with the weekly candle, we can see a rejection from the downside to the upside from the weekly candle, and the candle that closed the previous week is a clear bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. Okay, so this very candle that closed this week is just like a retest to this very candle. So we may see this pair keep pushing up to the red resistance at 1.2336, all right, during this coming week. So the daily candle, we can see we have a strong bullish candlestick. So this tells us that once markets open, we may see this pair to push up to 1.2237, and if this level get broken, we are targeting the red resistance. So Euro USD, we want to wait for the pullback to the 120 moving average, then take your take your take your first your buy entry and exit the trade before the green resistance. So Euro USD is going to be a good one to look out for, guys. Euro USD, look for a buy. GBP JPY is also on the upside. So the candle that closed last week, we can see a high has been broken right here. So, and the candle that closed with a strong bullish candle. All right, so with that in mind, we see this, we're expecting this pair to push up to 156.58 during this coming week on weekly. Okay, while the daily candle, we have a strong we have a bullish candlestick right there. So that tells us that this pair is most likely going to keep going up to touch the red resistance. So with this in mind, we want to wait for this to pull back. GBP JPY, wait for it to pull back and take your buy entry and take your profit. Take your profit before the red resistance. All right, take your profit before the red resistance. GBP JPY, look for a buy. GU, the same thing is what we can see on GU. All right, so with GU in mind, we can see we have the week closed with a bullish candle with some kind of rejection. So during this coming week, we may see this pair to push up a little bit further to the red resistance, all right, before we can see some drop. So this may likely going to touch 1.44241, right? So on daily, we can see we have a bullish engulfing. So this tells us that the red resistance is most likely going to be respected, which means price is most likely going to touch that level. Okay, so with that in mind, we can still look for a buy. So we want to wait for this pullback to come back to the 120 moving average and take your buy entry Right, take your buy entry and get out of the trade before 1.4170, which is at this green resistance. All right, and if that level get broken, we are targeting the red resistance. So GBP USD is good for a buy. This is also a good one to look for a buy. GBP AUD, we have GBP AUD still on the upside. All right, so the weekly candle, we can see this has touched a significant resistance area. All right, but this is a perfect bullish engulfing candlestick. So during this coming week, we are most likely going to see this pair pushes up to this red resistance at 1.8503. All right, so the daily candle, we can see we have a strong bearish candlestick. So with this, we may see this pair come down a little bit more before it start going back up. All right, so with that in mind, if on the on our on our trading time frame, which is H1, on our entry time frame, which is H1, if price and the two moving average crosses below the 120 moving average, that invalidates the setup. But if it does not close and you can see a cross to the upside, it's a good one to take. Right, so you want to take a buy trade right there and get out of the trade before 1.8264. All right, so GBP AUD is also a good one to look for a buy if the setup remains intact. GA, look for a buy. G-Chef, okay, we can see G-Chef is currently trading below the 120 moving average on our entry time frame. So the weekly we have an engulfing candlestick pattern. So this tells us that this is most likely going to push up, but we have some rejection from this candle. So the rejection is going to give us a little bit concern. All right, so the rejection on the weekly is the reason why we have this. So the candle that closed, the daily candle that closed on G-Chef on Friday is a bearish candle. So this may cause this pair to push down some more to 1.2585 before we see it pushing back up. All right, so this will give this pair an opportunity to push down to the green support at 125.85. So once market opens, you can take your trade. If there is no gap in between, you can take your trade and exit your, you can take your sell trade and exit your trade before 1.2585. G-Chef, look for a sell. G-Chef, look for a sell. NZD-USD is the next pair I'm going to talk about. NZD-USD is on the upside. So the weekly candle, the same thing we see probably on the EU is what we are seeing on NU. Okay, the previous week candle, we have perfect engulfing candlestick pattern. So the weekly candle that closed this week is like a retest to this very candle. So we may expect this pair to break this green resistance and head on to the red resistance at 0.7461 during this coming week. All right, so the daily candle, we can see a strong bullish candlestick, okay, which tells us that this level is most likely going to get broken. All right, and head on to the red resistance. So during this coming week, we want to look for a buy on NZD-USD. So we want to wait for this pair to pull down to the red 120 moving average, okay, and on its way up, we catch our buy entry and exit and take some of the profit before 0.7294. All right, take some of the profit before the green resistance and head on to 0.7461, which is the red resistance, as our overall weekly profit. All right. So NZD USD is good for a buy. NZD USD look for a buy. The next part we're talking about is NJ. NJ, the same formation we have on NZD USD seems to appear right here. So the weekly candle, we have a bullish pin bar. All right, perfect pin bar. So a clear indication that this is going to keep pushing up. But aside that, we can see this level has been broken already with the candlestick. All right, has broken this level. So with this, we are expecting this pair to push up during this coming week, to push up to 81.45. All right, during this coming week. So the daily candle, we have a good and strong momentum candle to the upside. So with this in mind, we may expect this to keep pushing up during this coming week. So NZD JPY, wait for the pullback and take your entry, take your buy entry. Take your buy entry and target the red resistance. All right. So NZD JPY, look for a buy. USD JPY is the next pair I'll be talking about. UJ is on the upside. So the weekly candle, we see a strong uh a strong bullish candlestick, which tells us that this pair is most likely going to keep pushing up to this level, which is at 110.74, which is at 110.74. So the daily candle, we have a bearish candlestick. So this may come down a little bit more before the rise to the red resistance. All right. So as usual, with this in mind, a USD JPY, once market opens, if price and the 5 and 12 moving average does not come below the red support, and you can see this cross to the upside, take your buy entry. All right, take your buy entry and expect to get out before 110.74. All right, be careful. Once market opens, if market closes opens below this, the 120 EMA, so you want to be careful with that and wait for price to switch back to the upside. So USD JPY is good for a buy. USD Swiss franc, is on the downside. Okay, so with this in mind, we have a big rejection on USD Swiss franc during this previous week. You can see a rejection from the upside to the downside. So this may cause this pair to push down to the green. You may see it push down to the red support at 88.68 during this coming week. All right. Why the candle that closed, the daily candle, also closed as a strong bearish candlestick pattern, which is you can see as a momentum candlestick without a wick. Okay, so during this coming week, USD JPY is going to be a good one to look out for. USD Swiss franc, I beg your pardon. So want to wait for this pullback to happen, then take your sell trade, and take your first profit before the green support at 0.8985. And if that level get broken, we are heading down to 0.8868 at the red support. So USD Swiss franc, look for a sell. USD Swiss franc, look for a sell. The next pair I have here is USD card. USD card is also pushing down, so we want to leverage on that. But right on this pair, we can see it's currently sitting a at a weekly support. Okay, so we want to be extremely careful as this is also oversold. Okay, so we may see this pushes up or the level get broken, but due to the weakness of USD, we may see this pair get broken. Sorry, this level get broken. So the daily candle also proves to us that we have bearish engulfing, so we may see this pair keep pushing down some more. So according to the strategy, this is sell bias. We can see the cross between the stochastic has happened, so we want to take our trade once market opens, all right, or you wait for the pullback and come in once you see the cross between 5 and 12 moving average to the downside. So once you go into this pair, make sure you get out of this pair before 1.2046. All right, make sure you get out before this support, and if that support get broken, we will move down to the big support, all right, which may take us one or two uh 1 month or thereabout or more, depending on the momentum. So USD card, look for a sell. The last pair I'll be talking about right here, we'll be looking at is gold. Gold is on the upside. Okay, the weekly candle we have a hammer candle. So with this in mind, we're expecting gold to keep pushing up to the red resistance at 1961.38. right, while the daily candle we can see a strong bullish candle right here. Okay, so during this coming week, we're expecting gold to push up furthermore. All right, so once you take your trade with this, we want to wait for the pullback. All right, wait for the pullback on gold, take your entry and target the green resistance at 1871.97 as your first entry. And if this level get broken, by the grace of God, we are heading to the red resistance, which is going to be a long way for us, guys. So gold, look for a buy. All right, look for a buy. So the pairs I have for you, again, just a quick recap: AUD Swiss franc, sell; AUD JPY, buy; AUD card, sell; AUD NZD, sell; Swiss franc JPY, buy; card JPY, buy; Euro AUD, buy; Euro JPY, buy; Euro Swiss franc, sell; GBP, Euro GBP, sell; Euro USD, buy; GBP JPY, buy; GU, buy; GA, buy; G-Chef, sell; NZD USD, buy; NZD JPY, buy; USD JPY, buy; USD Swiss franc, sell; USD card, sell; gold, buy. All right, so the weak pairs I have for you guys are AUD is weak according to this strategy. JPY and USD are weak according to this strategy. So the strong pair I have for you is Swiss franc is currently strong according to this strategy. All right, NZD is also strong. NZD is also strong, and GBP is also strong. All right, but the most strongest one among them is Swiss franc according to this strategy. So guys, you want to make sure you take a good use or make a good use of this analysis. All right, once again, this is the King strategy. For those of you who are watching for the first time, there is a link right here after this video in the next few seconds to click to learn about the King strategy on how to use this strategy. And don't forget, make sure you click the subscribe button, right? Make sure you click the subscribe button and ensure you activate the notification button so that you can receive notification whenever we upload any new analysis or any new video. And make sure you join us this Sunday on our weekly forex free forex trading. All right, so there is a link down below for our Telegram group. So you can click on that link to join us. So I hope to see you guys, and by the grace of God, I hope to see you guys, more of you, during the midweek analysis. So thank you so much, and I wish you guys bunch of success in your trading. Happy trading, and bye bye for now.